Well, hello there. How's it going? Welcome back. Hey, yo. How are you today? Welcome to Saturday. Crypto news. Doing a quick update, running through whatever we found on the highlight board, answering some questions for you guys, and then looking to bounce out of here so I can actually go finish some videos. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been trying to stick with these live streams. What's up? What's up? Texas brother. How are you? I'm trying to stick with these live streams, and it's kind of taken away from my usual videos, my usual edits, the way I do them. So, good morning from New York. So we're going to try to actually finish an edit later that we're going to do. And we're going to do one that one of you suggested. You suggested I make a what is XRP video for people just jumping into the space. And so I thought, yes, I will do that. I'll do that just for you. I'm excited to do it. And greetings from Thailand. Hello. From Lebanon. Hello. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling today? How are you guys feeling today? Tell me more. Tell me more. Hello from India. Hello. How are you? So it looks like we did stumble a little bit backwards. We fell slightly backwards down our woohoo! Eve, that's right. It was Eve who suggested it. And I had another video we were working on. We were doing another video, a Ripple price prediction. We were putting some pretty high numbers on the board because I feel like people might have been like, "Oh no, Stellar got listed. Oh no, what about XRP?" So I thought, you know what? I'll make a new price prediction video. Hello, what's up, Dan? So, new price prediction video coming out, and we have what is XRP as suggested by Eve coming out as well. So we're gonna finish those edits today. I'm actually gonna do those edits. I'm not just gonna say I'm gonna do them like the last two times. These live streams, man, they take it out of you. Like, it takes it out of me. Just like, it's hard. It's hard work. This is hard work right here. I'm just kidding. I don't know. There was something I want. Remember, yeah, bro. Don't post my price prediction before I post it. Yeah, dude, don't steal my price prediction, bro. That's the number I'm gonna put up later on a video after I do the what is XRP video. I'll do a price prediction. So a lot of exciting things happen. I know everyone's still kind of reeling back from the SEC clarity with Ethereum, but lacking clarity with XRP, and then Bit.it getting approved for their license to sell Stellar. And Stellar being considered a security, they're saying Stellar's definitely a security, but they're still licensed to sell it. Interesting moves there, and people are wondering, what does that mean for XRP? I hope XRP really starts to take off in these next 2 quarters. Hey, thanks, Eve. I will create it. I'm not just going to say, thanks, Eve, for your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Cheers. Yes, I will also create the video, not just say I will create it. But I'm going to try to do it right, I'm going to make it real nice. Real nice for the peoples. Happy Saturday. What's going on? How's it going, Dwayne? So, yes, what is XRP will be coming out later. And that is a crazy high price prediction. Woo! That is a crazy high price prediction, and we'll go over it. There's 4 stepping stones to get to that price prediction, and I'm not going to say that's my price, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. I'm going to make that video. You guys just hold on. I'm going to make 2 videos that your only job is going to be to like it and share the shit out of it. I'm going to make a video that's like XRP price prediction. I'm going to make a video, what is XRP? Both for just the XRP community to share. And I know. I keep saying I'm making the XRP rap. It's actually happening. I promise it's happening. I've gotten some support. I have one contributor already reached out to me, and he wanted to help, and that really made me feel really supported and encouraged to really go through and push this production to the next level. And I actually had some more support from people here locally, so I'm very excited about this video. I'm hoping. Yeah, XRP for newbies, exactly. We're doing that video. I'm hoping that I can maybe hit this production on the head, just really precise, really clean, really well done, right as XRP needs us the most. Right as possibly they're down on their luck and they're feeling pushed up against the wall. Boom! XRP wrap breaks. It goes viral. People are like, woo! I love XRP now! Woo! And then everything just works out. So, thanks, Dan. Thanks for that. I appreciate your support. Now, there's a bunch of stuff that I thought would be interesting to look at. Before we go anywhere, maybe while people are still jumping in, they're still tuning in and joining us, we're only a few minutes in. Before we do too much, let's look at... Let's look at this. I said I was going to put this up the other day. I mentioned it in a live stream, and we didn't actually put it on the screen, but I referenced it in the sources if you were inquisitive enough to go and find it. It was a question on Reddit about what type of volume can we expect when SBI goes live with their 4 million customers. I was like, great question, I Fly High 600. Great question indeed. Basically, what people are saying is they're on both sides of this idea. They're saying people in Asia are so supportive of XRP, they probably already have it. They're probably not waiting for the SBI pairing. Someone else said, well, SBI will make a pairing to directly to fiat. So people will be able to purchase XRP through their bank directly from fiat pairings. That could be really big. And also just the volume increase. They're saying huge volume spikes from that being added. And I think that they're right. I think they're right, exactly. Exactly, yeah. BTC broke 20K. It's good. It isn't good for crap. It is good, but not as good as XRP. I can agree with that. And XRP has real utility, etc., etc. Hi from India. What's up with the report of China joining or staying with SWIFT? Hey, yo, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, well, what is up with China right now? China, if you looked at yesterday's stream, China had... They're releasing... opposing information. They're kind of like conflicting with themselves. They have released, information saying they want to back a exchange, a supported and backed exchange with some true cryptos. They've also said they're going to move. They're trying to regulate and clamp down on ICOs and cryptocurrencies in general. So there's a lot of space there. As we know, Ripple Labs is hiring someone. We already looked at that. They're hiring someone to move into that space to have and develop partnerships with Asia. So that's really exciting. From Abu Dhabi. All right, United Arab Emirates. What's up, Mark Mo? So we know that potentially there's a lot happening here. It's Game of Thrones out in this place. Game of Thrones for real. People are making positions. They're making moves. They're trying to establish themselves in a dominant position moving forward. And we're seeing potentially we might not have clarity for a whole nother year at the rate that the SEC is going with their clarification for certain coins, certain cryptos, certain exchanges, etc. That brings us to this first article. Now, I don't normally just read through articles on our live streams. I usually just try to interact with you guys, but I'm just going to start reading this article because I thought it was a really good read, and I know that it's early Saturday. You guys might just be chilling. What up, Jeremy? And so we're going to use this article as people still tune into the live stream. We're going to just read this through, check on it, bounce some ideas off of it, and then we'll move into some other exciting things that are taking place today. Now, this is on fortune.com. It talks about the idea of basically where we are. If you look back a year ago, cryptocurrency was a different world. It was a different world. No one's talking a year ago about the Bitcoin exchange hacks, mining scams, and app store bans, right? So if anything, we're in a disadvantageous place compared to where we were a year ago for speculative investments. And before we say investments on the channel, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary, and I'm just looking at information, and you guys are looking at it with me. And this is important, I think, because we look 6 months ago, Bitcoin hit its 20K price. And as you were saying, Bitcoin hit 20K. XRP has so much more utility and strength for an open, neutral ledger. We expect a lot more from it moving into the Internet of Value, moving forward into the world. But either way, Bitcoin hit 20K. We slid 70% back from this all-time price high. And even this memory, the memory of 20K, is now being slapped about with the idea, hey, thanks, Robert Lee. Appreciate it. Good to see you, Robert. How are you feeling today? Even the memory of this 20K Bitcoin price is now being slapped around a bit because of the idea that there was possible market manipulation. So even the good old days of 20K XRPs and $4 Ripples is now being threatened. That idea is being threatened. So this guy, I don't know if you guys know who DI is. He was one of the main co-founders of Ethereum, and he's doing an interview with this guy, basically walking around in his white sneakers. It's a fun read-through. This whole article is a fun read-through. But basically it goes on to talk about how DI is not fazed by the price. He actually does his best. He says in this article he does his best to not pay attention to the news. And that was kind of like what David Schwartz was saying the other day. He was saying like the idea of paying attention to the price right now, the price is very disconnected from the actual function, from the actual utility of these coins moving forward, from the actual technology use of these blockchains. The price is not very well reflected of that. It's very undervalued, as they say. So potentially, he says he doesn't look at the news. He's not looking at the news. He's not waiting for news to break. He's making strides and steps in the right direction where he knows we're headed. He knows where he wants to be, and he set his vision on that goal, and he moves in that direction. He said he's actually been in and out of meetings all week long with Capitol Hill talking about regulations and talking about security regulations, talking about how they can regulate all the different cryptos. And there's an interesting idea that the reason that they didn't regulate Ethereum in general is because it's kind of like the cat out of the bag idea, where it's like it's too late. It's already out. It's literally too late for them to try to regulate it in a sense, they decided. So it's already decentralized enough. It's already become decentralized enough to where it's clear of regulatory scrutiny. Now I know. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go on to talk about it. So this is a good read. It's exciting. But what about our boy? What about XRP? We know that XRP is very similar. We know there's a bunch of regulatory debates happening right now, and XRP's situation is very unclear. That's basically where we are. And the SEC is not helping us out. They're not trying to make it easier on anyone. They're literally going as slow as possible, I think. Potentially, that's okay. It might be stressful, it might be rough, but I think it's okay. We can see governments around the world, like India's RBI, is eyeing their own crypto as a sign of a potential ban reversal. So, I've said this before in a previous video. We talked about it where America's a little behind. We're kind of insular. We're kind of, what's up, Sean? How's it going, Sean? How are you? Welcome. Good morning. And America's a little behind. I love the States. I'm super appreciative of having all the things we have here. Don't get me wrong, but we're very insular. We're separate from a lot of the rest of the world, so sometimes we're a little behind. So maybe our regulators are a little bit behind the reversal. That's okay. No big deal. I'm not gonna hate on them for that. We also have Ripple long-term price analysis with the range of accumulation territories. Now, this is something that is not really that exciting to cover. It's just a broad spectrum of prices and possibilities for Ripple, which we already know. It could go up, it could go down. So we're going to put that in the sources, and you guys can check it out if you want. Nothing too crazy there. Also, I was looking at the reasons behind the arguments for why they think Ethereum is not considered a security. They were basically breaking it down into six points as to why it wasn't a security. And one of the reasons that they said they think Ripple or XRP is a security is because of the idea that Ripple owns most of the tokens. So you can see why it's kind of important. They released their new logo, and Ripple's trying to separate themselves from the XRP ledger and trying to be like, look, we're just a separate company. The XRP ledger's over there doing its own thing, running on its own. And we can see they're taking the proper steps to get over there. But we already know a possibility of why we could be considered not a security. XRP could be considered not a security because it's already centralized. It's already moved to follow and mimic a lot of the reasons Ethereum's not a security. But the reason that this guy says he thinks it is the one reason is because Ripple owns 60% of all the XRP tokens. Whoa. If that's the only thing holding it up, then maybe Ripple should just give them away. I'm not saying they can give them all to me, but I'll take some. I got my wallet in there. They can send me some, and we could be the community that just decides, like, all right, let's take care of this. Let's send this out to the world. Let's send it to all the unbanked. Send it. Maybe don't even send it to me. Don't send it to you guys. Just send Ripple to all the people all over the world. As soon as they just get rid of this 60% store of XRP, apparently then they'll be clear of regulator scrutiny. No big deal. They already said that they think Stellar Lumens is a security because it's also being, they hold 90% of the tokens. It only has one function as a payment channel, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of debate still. People are saying in this article they think Ripple, Tron, IOTA are securities and EOS is a utility. But again, these are all just people speculating on these ideas. And so it's not really a guarantee. People are just asking, like, listen to me, potentially listen to me, and I will make sure this is the way it's going to go. And no one really knows. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Swift is trying to stack the deck against Ripple. And this is just what's happening. It's literally like, I keep saying, Game of Thrones out here. People are making positions, they're making alliances, they're making partnerships. Yeah, airdrop and burn the rest. That's right, Mo. Just airdrop and burn. So we'll just all put our wallets up. We'll just email Ripple our wallets and be like, guys, we heard you have a problem. We heard you have a problem. You have too many XRP. What should you do? A lot of exciting things happening. Honestly, that's honestly one of the things that's exciting about XRP right now is that there's so much potential behind it. So many people are into it. It already has a lot of support. The community's strong. The community's very well informed. And they're going to be even more well informed once we make that What is XRP video. And then you guys can just send it to all your friends that have no idea what XRP is. And then we are not only already on a great foundational layer ready to take this sweeping action of Internet of Value domination, but we also haven't even seen real utility inside of the functioning products yet. We have a lot of speculation that the X-Current will turn to X-Rapid, and we have a lot of speculation that Codius will be functioning and working and usable, but these all just got launched. These are all brand new, just hit. It takes months, years for these to be developed and built on top of and utilized. And if you haven't already seen me repeat this over and over and over again, I made a video specifically about protocol tokens versus application tokens, and it goes through and it reads this really good article, and it talks about how originally in the .com days, in the .com boom, we had a protocol layer like HTTP or ICP or IP, and all these protocol layers, they weren't that profitable. Companies didn't make money on the protocol layer. They made money on the application layer, which was like Google or Facebook or all the sites on top of the internet. But blockchain has reversed that, and you can go watch this in detail on my video. Protocol tokens versus application tokens, how to get rich in crypto. I think if you just search my channel, how to get rich in crypto, it should come up. So the idea is that basically now in blockchain, it's reversed. So the protocol, even though it's the foundational layer, the protocol token is what's going to support and grow as time goes on. And the application layer will be profitable as well, but not so much as the protocol layer. And going and looking at this, we can realize what Ripple's done. We can realize Ripple Labs has made an amazing open protocol ledger called XRP. And we're going to go into it and make the video and talk about what is XRP and do a good breakdown. And exactly, thank God XRP doesn't have to be mined, because we can see there's a problem with mining. We can see there's a problem with the centralization of mining. We can see that, yeah, exactly, protocol rules. The Ripple consensus protocol is great. And after we do a what is XRP video, I know we've had someone request a what is the Ripple protocol video, and that takes a little bit more time, but we will do that as well. I look forward to breaking it down and explaining Ripple's consensus protocol and why it's more efficient and why it saves energy over POW, over proof of work. And there's reasons that Ripple Labs has thought about and implemented the ledger the way I have, and that's important, I think, to look at. So I know we're all still hung up on the security or not security idea, and I know it's important and it's on the forefront of our minds, and I know that the regulations and regulator clarity is going to be it's going to mean a lot to most everyone involved. But again, the market's just waiting for that runway, waiting for that clarity of what's happening and what is safe to purchase and move into. Ethereum being cleared of regulator scrutiny means it could be strong for them, and that's pretty much the way it's going. I think we saw the marketer of Ripple call Ripple Crypto 2.0, and I think that they're right. That's an easy assessment to make. Ripple 2.0 or Crypto 2.0 is the XRP ledger. Easily, I would agree with that. And there's there's not a lot. Go Apollo! Go Apollo! How about proof of stake? There's not a lot. Yeah, there's not a lot to be said for a definitive answer yet. There's no definitive answer as to which Byzantine proof tolerance is going to work. So the solution that everyone's coming up with is all these different Byzantine general fault solutions. Basically, if you guys understand the Byzantine general problem, it's basically a consensus problem. The consensus problem has been approached by proof of work, POW, proof of stake, the POS, and the Ripple consensus protocol is one of the three major ones really that you could look at to cover, mainly because of the three major tokens, and they each have their own algorithm. Well, actually, I guess Ethereum is proof of work right now, but they're moving to do proof of stake. So proof of stake, I think, is one of the least mature in a sense because it's not actually functioning in the highest regard. I think Ethereum's moving to proof of stake. I know Cardano's working on proof of stake, and I know Neo functions on a portion of proof of stake in a sense, but proof of value is king, says Javi. I can agree. There's stake. I can agree. There's a lot of things that are basically being developed. There's a lot of important solutions that we think we have the idea of how we're going to fix something, and it's not seen through to the end. It's, as they call it, it's not mature. It hasn't matured yet to see if it's scalable. Hasn't matured yet to see if it's safe, if it's secure. And so all these things are important. And like the fact that XRP's ledger has never been hacked and it's never missed a closing the ledger. I think that's exciting. I think it's really exciting. So what else is happening is the European and Indian regulators teaming up to defend net neutrality. I know that we saw our net neutrality roll back, and so that was possibly threatening, but I think it's too late. I think people can no longer even entertain the idea that they can shut out cryptocurrencies or blockchain tech. So as of right now, I don't think that net neutrality is any worry, and I think that that's going to be fine. So you don't want to wait 10 years. Apollo the Boxer. You're right. Apollo the Boxer is the guy. He definitely meant Apollo the Boxer. So if you guys didn't realize, Ripple 1.0.1 is up and stable and running. You can see it on their network topology. Someone commented that yesterday that they released that, and I was like, yeah, cool, they did. And it's up and running. You can see it's not the majority of the running version right now, but at least it's up and running. They got that out. So I think the big news, honestly, is just patience, honestly. We're still looking at a lot of unknowns. We're still looking at, people are still having ideas every day to how to use this technology. People are still trying to understand what is potentially happening with this transition. And again, as we were bouncing back to the idea that protocol tokens are going to take over and be a strong return no matter what, we're looking for use cases for XRP. So Codius is smart contracts, looking for someone to develop and implement some type of use case for that. And then that, of course, increases volume, and that increases use, and that increases awareness, and that increases, it's like a circle. It's like a feedback loop of investments. And so maybe you're feeling down because you put money in and you took a loss, but that's just part of speculative investments, is part of the innovation of technology. So paying attention to the prices is, I think, not paying attention to the price is hard because you literally are waiting for the price to move. And we're intrinsically tied to the idea like, oh, the price is going up, I should buy more. Or the price is going down, I should sell. And that's like a psychological thing that you kind of have to address when you start investing in cryptos, specifically because of the idea that right now we are not seeing a true correlation between price and true value. Every person that's been in tech for the last 10 years has already said this is a very undervalued space. A very, very undervalued space is what they said. And so the last thing we're going to look at before we call it, or try not to go past 30 minutes on these bad boys, the last thing we're going to look at is if we have better returns ahead or behind us. And that's a great question. We got... Sorry, let me find this article that I had somewhere. So this came out yesterday on Forbes, and I looked at it momentarily, and I think I thought about putting it in the video that I was running and doing an edit for, but we didn't actually make the video. We didn't finish the edit. I swear, I'm going to get really good at these live streams, and then we're going to have live stream, and I'll be able to make my regular edits, and we'll probably put out some workouts. And oh yeah, I met someone yesterday. I promised her, hey Anna, if you're watching, what's up? I promised her I'd make a breathing exercise video. That's going to be out later too. So no worries, guys. Looking at basically this article. Before we go, this is important. Are the best price gains for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP ahead or behind us? Oh, Lordy, please tell me it's ahead of us. Please tell me it's ahead of us. Okay, let's read some comments really quick before we read this. Early investors, that's great. That's exactly right. I don't know what exactly you said, Jonathan, because I didn't see it before it disappeared off the screen, but I was watching someone earlier listening to some billionaires talking about crypto and how they're calling out like Bitcoin will be 200K, and I'm going to make a video later that's going to be like XRP will be 20K. That's right. You heard it right from me right now. I'm going to make a video later called XRP price prediction 20K, and the thing is when I make those price predictions and when billionaires say Bitcoin will be 200K, they're saying that, but that doesn't mean to rush out and get a second mortgage on your home and put it all in Bitcoin. That is not what that means, okay? That is not the game. You cannot do that. Do not risk your livelihood and your life and your home on speculative investments, okay? Never do that. Please promise me you're not going to do that. Okay, now, promises. Breathing exercises for the crypto market. Exactly, Chucky. Now you're talking. The price is dropping. Breathe. Miners will start to shut down slowly as it's not affect the price. Shane, you are so right. Yesterday let's take a break before we get to the price thing. I know we're not going to go over 30 minutes, so we have like 2 minutes to do this really quick. But Shane, you are 100% correct. Yesterday we talked on this briefly. We said Bitcoin has reached the 4th day running, and maybe we're on our 5th or 6th day now running of the maintenance cost costing more than it costs, the maintenance cost being more than you would make mining that day. And we're on the 4th or 5th day of that happening. Big news, big threats to the BTC, because they could switch to BCH. They could literally just switch chains. They could be like, I'm going to switch chains and I'm going to mine this other one. So it'll be fine and great. It'll be great because they'll still be making money, and then BTC will crash. So potentially, yes, it's very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. Oh yeah. Before we get to the prices better ahead or behind, I just want to say, I found this. Bitcoin price trend in 2018 is nearly identical to the previous movements. So if we look at the historical analysis of the Wyckoff method, this is the exact same trading pattern set up for our phase A, phase B, phase C, and phase D, and phase E cycle. If you guys know about the cycles of investment, we're in phase C right now. They're saying we're in phase C. I think we've been in phase C for a long time. Phase B and C have just been slapping us about in reality. So they're saying we're looking like we're positioned to run. We're positioned to make a good move, they say. a good move in hopefully the positive direction. Up will be the positive direction. So back to this article. Are the best gains for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP ahead or behind us? BCH difficulty resets too often. If all hash power switched, it would be a day until BCH was not profitable either. Great point, Freaky Biggles. Great point. And this is something that I was going to do in a longer video talking about BTC versus BCH. I'm not thinking that a flipping, if you are part of the BCH, BTC community and you're thinking like, oh man, maybe it'll all go down. I think there's too much money in BTC. I think that they've launched the Lightning Network, they got Blockstream involved, they have all kinds of money in it, and once money is involved, they're not going to just let their money go to waste. They're going to make Bitcoin function. They're going to make Bitcoin function with the Lightning Network, and it's going to work. BCH is Napster 2.0, and BCH will work as well. I think both are going to work. It's like an A/B split test for Bitcoin, and I know it's easy to think like, oh, one's going to take, or the miners are going to stop mining BTC, and BCH is going to win. Well, BCH to win would probably have to be paired as the main Bitcoin to all the exchanges, etc., etc. It's a long video. We're going to do that separately. I'm a big supporter of both. I'm not going to pick sides on that one. I happily diversify, and that is the way. That's the way. Okay, diversify. I can't pick one of those. I will believe it goes to 5,200. I will believe that. So do not take a mortgage on your home. Exactly. Do not do that. Do not risk more than you already have in liquid. Okay, to this article, and then we'll bounce out of here. We just crossed 30 minutes, so we're trying to get out of here. Are the best prices for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP ahead or behind us? The big question. You put money in when the market was at $1 trillion, and now you're seeing 70% losses. You're sitting at 70% loss. Well, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not saying this is the bottom, because it's not. We might go lower. But if you believed in it then, you might want to believe in it now. 70% undervalued. When it was at 20K, it was still undervalued in my mind. And that's what I keep saying. It's the people who've been in tech for the last 10 years, they're still calling it undervalued when it hit 20K. And even if it lost 70% of its value, we got David Schwartz and we got the whatever the other guy is saying that right now, we get DI, saying that right now the price is not reflective of the value. So right now price and value are very disconnected, and that's fine because it gives us a lower entry point and maybe potentially an entry point we won't have in the future. If they move everything over to a security in some magic crazy world that I don't even know if that's possible, but then you wouldn't be able to get into it if you weren't an accredited investor. So or unless they set it up to where you could as a non-accredited investor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All these possible regulations that would change. So looking at this, they say, will it go up? Do we have more money coming in ahead of us, or is it all over and it's all done? BTC will never see 10K again. Institutions are waiting for regulation to jump into XRP. Shoot, yeah, why not? I got a bunch of... Sell your home! Sell your wife! Sell your kids! Buy Bitcoin! I think Bitcoin can be used as a store of value like gold, but I'm not a fan of BTC. I think a lot of people feel that way, Stuart. I think a lot of people feel that way. They're thinking like, I'm not a real big fan, but it could be used as a store of value. You don't have a loss unless you sell at a loss. Exactly. So I know we're a few minutes over. We're trying to end at 30 minutes here. Best prices for gains for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP ahead or behind. The article, in a summary, it says they're ahead of us. The best prices for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are ahead of us. So even if you think it's not going to pass 10K, even if you think Ethereum is never going to go back above 1,000, they're saying, as of right now, they're saying they think the best prices are ahead. It's kind of a short little article. It doesn't really have a whole lot of info, but it just basically shows the top 7 cryptocurrency, or it shows the top 3 cryptocurrencies in 7 days losing, substantial amounts of money, but that's okay. It's obviously very highly speculative, and people are already ready to call it and say it's over. Institutional investors are ready to say, oh, it's over. We knew it was done. It's never going to make it. But then the SEC came out and they cleared the regulations on Ethereum. So that was kind of a weird move. People didn't expect that to happen. Big sell-off on Bitstamp for XRP right now. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah. Love for crypto, I agree. I agree with you 100%. And that's just because I think you and I, we're taking personal responsibility for our choices. And you, love for crypto, you and I, we at least, as influencers of this community, have to be careful, I think, and respectful of the idea that even if we're willing to take that sacrifice, I would never suggest someone else do that. And I agree, though. Take my wife for free. Don't be so funny, guy. I'm trying to focus right here. I'm trying to focus now, okay? No time for jokes. Mother-in-law, yeah, sure. Yeah, trade me your mother-in-law for some Ripple. Yeah, I think a lot of people want to hear the ruling about the Ripple for the SEC. And, it comes down to that article we were looking at where they were saying that it comes down to these 6 key factors as to whether or not it's decentralized or not. And that guy is saying he thinks that XRP being held in a majority of their stores by Ripple Labs, they're saying that they think that's possibly one of the reasons it would be considered a security. But as we already know, the perspective of that really is that Ripple Labs was gifted those XRP, and the XRP ledger is easily separate enough from Ripple Labs that it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter, especially as they're decentralized themselves. If you go look at the Ripple's dashboard, I know. We're about to be done. So if you look at the Ripple dashboard, you can see a lot of information in their dashboard. I think that's really cool. They have all this up for you guys and for me. But if you look at the live nodes that are running, you can see all the validators that are happening, and most of them, as of right now, are Ripple Labs. So there's a lot of non-Ripple Lab validators, and that's great, and that's cool. And this is where we're headed, basically, to let them, consider it more decentralized, to let them consider it not in their control. And I think that it's going to be hard to say when the exact line will be drawn, but XRP is headed more and more that direction. So the SEC is going to let the courts decide in the lawsuit, and then it'll be official. You think so? That's how I felt for a long time too. But then I thought maybe like the legality of just one lawsuit, I don't know if that's going to be a permanent ruling. So it'd be hard to say. But I think that the court case will be very, very important. I think it'll be pivotal for sure. So that's about all we're going to do. Looking at the reports, the market tumbled a little bit. People are still talking about the lack of clarification. As we know, we keep saying this, Ripple news, XRP news, crypto news. Crypto news is a little bit slow. We have usually a few days for the news to get to people. So people are still talking about the hacks. People are still talking about, that Ethereum being cleared of being a security. It takes a while for the news to get around, and you can see the market respond slowly as well. So market's down a little bit. It slipped slightly. People are still waiting for the clarification. Stellar got approved on BitIt, and people are just kind of wondering what's happening. But for those of us that don't worry, and we already know that everything's going to be peachy and green and beautiful moving forward, I hope you feel confident in all the beautiful partnerships that everyone's making. I'm going to do that XRP. What is XRP? I'm doing that What is XRP video for all of you guys. It'll be something simple. You can just send it to your friends and family, and hopefully it'll be very, very easy to digest in little bite-sized digestible pieces. And I think that's a really exciting thing to educate the community, to keep people informed. And we have our Ripple wrap that we're finalizing. We want to do it right though, so I got some people, local people in Austin that are trying to help me. I got to have a community with this one. So we're getting that going. And then we'll do a video later, maybe tomorrow. We're looking at the video for the XRP price prediction, how it will hit the price, this astronomical price I'm going to call. And we're going to have 4 road stops on the way, or 4 stepping stones to get there. So you shorted XRP on Polynex. Very smart. Very smart. Where can I buy a wife for 1 XRP? I can't answer that. I was sold on XRP when I found out about Amex partnership. Me too. I was already sold before. Jonathan. But when I realized people were talking about American Express and Ripple, American Express and XRP, but no one had said American Express XRP card. That's when my mind blew. And no one had said it yet. But why? What else are they doing? I cannot wait to order my American Express card on the XRP ledger. I cannot wait! Oh, so exciting! So exciting. As always, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in and joining me and saying what's up and sticking through. And obviously, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time. Oh yeah, if you haven't already, click subscribe, click like, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Cheers.